Hi Earthy people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gerard, Witch of Earth's Curious Goods, and today is day 3 of 12 days of your YouTube challenge set by Ivy the Occultist. But yeah, so reflecting on the last year of my practice. So there's no script for this. I feel like in order for it to be real and raw with you guys, I didn't do a script or really think it all the way through. I just have an idea of what I wanted to discuss, I guess. But so the last year of my practice has really grown. And when I say really grown, I mean more of just my life in general and my spiritual practice combined. I'm sharing a lot more of not just my personality, but more of, I'm more comfortable with sharing my practice, I guess, is what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way. And I don't know if it's because, in a way, I'm wondering, you know, it's been a challenge with life in general, because being biracial, you know, you're not quite Filipino, but you're not quite African American either. And growing up, you get a sense of like you're not part of one or the other. It's kind of like where do you fit? And I found great comfort in just my spiritual practice altogether. And because I'm considered, I guess, a Catholic witch. For me personally, I just consider myself a witch, an eclectic witch that, you know, worships God and, you know, work with the Virgin Mary in her goddess form. And sharing, just me saying that, even now, it's kind of hard to say, because it's kind of like you're almost looked down upon if you combine Catholicism with witchcraft. And so I just kept it secret for many years. And even when I created this channel, I really didn't dive too deep in that part. I just left that blank and really didn't go into detail. But for this past year, I've gotten more comfortable because I've gotten inspiration from people like Ivy the Occultist or Witch of Wanderlust, the Chaotic Witch Aunt, and so many other creators that they inspire me to just be me. It's my channel, you know, and especially there was a video I watched with Ivy, and Ivy was just like, I don't care. And I just like, you know, I love it. It was just that freedom of, it's your channel and it's your practice, you know, just be you. And so here I am being me. And so I'm sharing this with all of you. So also to add with just a reflection, I'm able to do, I wanted to commit myself more to ceremonial magic, include that more, revisit it basically. I've always been doing ceremonial magic, but it would fall off because if any of you have ever practiced ceremonial magic, it's very ceremonial. But if any of you have ever been Catholic or have ever been part of just one of religion in general, you know that there are certain ceremonies and certain structure that is within that religion. And so I already had the foundation, especially if you're a ceremonial magician, or if you're just doing ceremonial magic, you kind of understand where some of that foundational work can help you. So for this past year, I was able to really do the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. My goal, and I'll talk about it, I think there's part of the challenge where it's like, what do you look forward to, or something of that nature. But it's grown where now ceremonial magic is just part of my daily ritual, daily habit. And I need to do ceremonial magic in order to ground my practice more. I'm so comfortable with it now. Versus the previous years, not so very comfortable, very intimidating. Sometimes it can make you overthink. Witchcraft, don't get me wrong. I love being a witch. I love witchcraft. I love my practice. But if you were to just sit down with someone and someone was to be like, oh, you know, it sounds so great to be a witch, I will say this, it can be challenging. There are days where sometimes I do, and it's just a flickering, I'm just saying, it's not like, you know, ooh, it's just all intense, but there are days where I'm just like, I wonder if I wasn't a witch, what my life would be like, you know? Because if any of you work with a deity, you cannot go to your altar and come up with an illusion or a mask, or think that you can lie when you get to your altar. There have been times where I'm just like, my mundane life, I'm just like, everything is great and fine, and then you get to your altar and you find out that, you know, there's some trauma going on in there. But it makes you face parts of you that you don't quite want to face. And I think I appreciate my craft a lot more this year because it helped me face that. Me in general, this past year has been a woozy when it came to the heart department. And I don't know if any of you have ever tried dating and being a witch and also being, you know, a minority and also being gay. That is just a whirlwind of just stuff. I mean, even now, like I will literally connect with someone and he's wonderful, we're having great conversation, we're about to meet up, and if you have a YouTube channel, if you're in the public eye, it's really easy to just Google someone's name and up comes their information, and as soon as they see witch, they just run for the hills. So that has been a very challenging part of my practice, that I'm just like, there are days where I just wish it was hidden, you know, and then I'll wake up and I'm like, no, I really don't want it hidden. But I think, at least for me in particular, the love department would probably have been a lot easier. And there's a lot of other things to go with that. And this, I don't want this to all just be like dating as witch. Ooh, that could be a good video. Comment down below if you guys want to have me make a video on that, love and being a witch. But you know, and there are other like content creators, there are other witches that are here on YouTube that have inspired me, because they're married, or they just got married, or they're in relationships. So it's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a witch and I'll never find love. It's just, I find it more difficult, and I don't know if it's just me. You know, sometimes you just get in your head and it's just like, maybe it's me that, you know, there's something in me that's maybe broken, where you reflect that on the outside, and somebody who you're talking to, who maybe you could see a future with, suddenly sees that broken part of you and runs for the hills. But yeah, that's the only part of my practice, I think, in the past year that I don't regret going public with my craft and being in the public eye. I don't regret any of that. I think the only part is that I wish that, I guess the love department for me in particular, I wish that was already taken care of before the public eye part. Because now that I'm in the public eye and it's easy to Google me or to find my YouTube channel, sometimes you just, you know, you get those people that are, you know, they judge you before they even get to talk to you, and it's, you know, it's kind of sad. But I haven't given up on love. I'm one of those hopeless romantics. But yeah, my magic has really taken a turn on completing me. I have witnessed some wonderful, wonderful things just recently too. Even in the last video, there was some magical stuff going on. I've gotten to really connect with the Fae and work with them. We got to meet the sylphs, dwarves, the elementals, angels. I got to connect with my god, and I got to see different dimensions, and there's so many magical things that I'm just truly grateful for. And like I said, if there's any message that I could give you, if you're watching this video on being a witch, just know you're not alone. You have a wonderful community. There's a lot of witches out there. Find your tribe, find your community, connect. Just know that me personally, my own experience, being unbalanced in life, witchcraft and magic tends to help you balance it out. Like spirits and angels and things of that nature, they'll help you face the parts of you that you really don't want to face. Or if there's something that is really unbalanced in your life, it kind of shines a light or a magnifying glass on it, at least in my experience. There have been times where I have come across a lot of people and, you know, I'm a child of the old ways, and I do have like the gift of sight. So someone can be lying to me and it's as if like a whole story comes in front of me with the truth. It's like, and you know, it's a blessing and a curse, right? Witchcraft is wonderful, and you get to know the truth and you get to see the raw version of certain people, even though they're lying to your face. But then it's also, you know, accepting that truth, and sometimes the truth can hurt, right? So I've come across a lot of people like that. They'll lie to my face and I'll just pretend that, you know, I believe their lie. And, you know, where you get to see certain paths of their lives, and you want to so much, if any of you have ever done a tarot reading or has really helped somebody, you sometimes want to like just coddle them or help them, guide them on the right path. But you'll find that the more that you interfere in their path, the more that you'll understand that their path becomes very detailed. It can be very hard for them and for you, for that matter, on helping guide them. So, you know, use it wisely, practice magic wisely as well. Safely, safe casting. But I've come a long way. I will say that I don't regret any of this, my journey and who I am. It is just a part of me. I love being a witch. It is a daily practice for me. It's part of my daily life. But, you know, there are those days, you know, and I don't know if any of you guys have experienced it where it's, you know, you're still human, you still have emotions, you still have, you know, there are days where you just don't feel like practicing. You get up and you're just like, I really don't feel like doing ceremonial magic right now. I really don't like going to the altar. I really don't feel like doing certain things. You know, you don't have the energy, or you feel some type of way, or maybe your day was really hard. And it's understandable, and I'm here to tell you it's perfectly okay. All right? Now, you might want to go back to it, or should you go back to it? That's, you know, no one can answer that but yourself. Me personally, you know, I took a year off from my craft, and then I came back to it ever stronger, ever dedicated, ever devotional. I have really integrated, thanks to one of my coven mates, helped me make a God altar, which is behind me. And you know, it's like having a microphone in your sacred space, or almost like a direct line in your sacred space. And it has helped tremendously. So, yeah. I look forward to seeing how my craft is going to continue to grow. It's ever evolving. How I started from the beginning to where I am now, I can 1,000% assure you that it is not the same from when I first began. It will change. You are evolving, you're continuing to grow, so your craft is growing with you. It's a craft, it's a practice, right? And because it's a practice, I will say you have to practice. You have to practice there. Like I said, even if there's days where you just don't want to do it, it's okay to take some days off. But I'm a firm believer. It's like, I relate it to working out, right? Suppose you want to be fit, you want to be healthier, you want to lose weight. Sure, you can go once a week to the gym, and eventually you may get those results, right? But if you go to the gym, 5 times in a week versus that 1 time a month, who's going to get fit faster? Who is going to feel a lot more healthier? it's going to be the one that practices more, that goes to the gym more. So I am a firm believer that magic also works the same way. What you put into it is exactly what you also will get out of it. So yeah, I reflect on that part of my practice where I notice that the more that I put into it, the more I got out of it. And that's why I'm very devotional now. It's part of my everyday life. And even if I have an off day, it's okay. Sometimes it's 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, but I always return to it ever stronger. And I kind of balance it out, you know, and there's, for instance, water on my altar that I need to change out every day, and I may miss a day, but the next day I kind of make it up. So yeah. Well, thanks for listening, and thanks for being here with me. And yeah, till next time, stay earthy, stay magical, and don't forget, love yourself and others. Bye for now.